So you must understand why the ZANU-PF regime could hire such a person like Maponga to launch an attack at me, to discourage me and disorient me from the real issue at hand. We are the only voices left in our homeland that have refused to be sold, to be bought with money.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
And I want to warn, I want to say that there is need for us to recognize those who are still standing strong like Winky D. They hate him so much, they talk a lot about him. He doesn't respond. But they know that the young people of Zimbabwe listen to Winky D. And he doesn't sing in a manner that praises them like other musicians are doing. So he's a threat to them. Because people like Winky D, they talk and relate with the pain that the suffering people are going through. So he resonates with their pain and they resonate with his music. Such a relationship is a threat to despotic governments. And we want to say to him, well done. I am not sure he will hold on for longer. Understanding the terrain is functioning in. But for that period he has stood strong to this date, it is worth mentioning. So you're going to see people like Winky D and perhaps the politicians like Jacob Garivume, the BTs and the job seekers and Hopo Shungono and a few others. The rest of the people I want the people of Zimbabwe to remember today and never forget what I'm going to say. This thing that is happening now, it happened before 1972 when the decisive phase of the second Chiwenga took place. The Smith regime paid so many Zimbabwe African political leaders to defect to the regime and condemn the liberation struggle. They wanted the struggle to be unsuccessful because they didn't want to lose power to the black majority people. They were enjoying looting from Africa and its resources. So you hear about the selling out of so many people. I don't want to mention names, the Chiraus, the Muzorewas and so forth, even though the stories are convoluted, but they sow discord by rewarding sellouts to join the group of these mafia people so that you start to feel lonely on this other side. People are getting cars, people are getting millions, you know. I just want you to know that Maponga should know that unlike him, who is joining ZANU-PF to praise a regime that is indefensible when it comes to how it is running our government, to get money and cars. I worked on merit for this government and earned a salary. And when I left the government of Zimbabwe, I was not fired. I resigned. And when I left the government service, I was never convicted or arrested or accused of any criminality. I left with a clean record. This is why to this date, they could not arrest me on merit. Because I'm not a criminal. So, ior kujoina Zanu muna 2026 wotamba kongonya wotanga kupururudzira vakuru kutupuwe motikari. Motikari dzamuri kupiwa matambira kongonya vakuru idzi. Isi takadzidriver on merit. We use the government vehicles on merit. So why would I be bitter at someone who is praising politicians for a living? I never praised the politicians for a living. If Chivayo gives Makandiwa $1 million, why would I be bitter? Is that my money?
No.
Huh? I don't need donations from Chivayo. I've never received a donation from Zanu PF. And yet I'm living a successful life. I don't need to go overseas to look for a job. I'm a business person. I can live anywhere I want. Why would such a person be jealous or bitter? I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter because of anything else. I am bitter because of one thing, and every Zimbabwean who is right-minded is bitter. Misgovernance, like what we have now in the Kariba disaster.
Yeah.
The Kariba disaster is one of many disasters happening in Zimbabwe every day. People are dying on the road. The Mnenja bus accident, this bus accident, that bus. It's because there are no roads. Look at this disaster in Kariba. If we had people who are patriotic, people who love their country, people who are in love with Ubuntu ideologies, Pan-Africanism, which Maponga claims to have. My question is, how did he write that the spirit mediums are the ones that killed the people in the Kariba disaster? Go and follow and read the article he wrote. He wrote that the spirit mediums were unhappy that a boat made by European engineering is carrying people in their water body. So Mbuyane swallowed their children in a rage. How can such a man be a Pan-Africanist who doesn't sympathize with the suffering and grieving masses of Zimbabweans after such a disaster?
The lunatic.
Now, I want you to see the irony of things in Zimbabwe. It costs $300,000 at most to buy a new ferry like that one. And yet, our government allows people to travel in such a useless boat that is as old as our independence itself. This boat is older than me.
Yeah, yeah.
And look at how it looks. It is now in a condition that is clearly stating that it should have been parked a long time ago.
Belongs to the museum.
It belongs to the museum, this boat, this ferry. Our government does not have money to provide the proper transport system to the people who live on the other side of the Kariba Dam. But it is giving its patrons money to donate millions of dollars to scoundrels and fake pastors like Makandiwa. Look at the state of what is a national transport system. And look at the gifts that Makandiwa received not so long ago. Let us look at the picture. And I want you to see the value of what Makandiwa was given. $1 million in cash. A Rolls-Royce Cullinan that is almost $1 million in terms of its value if we factor in the import duties imposed upon such cars in Zimbabwe. Another Mercedes-Benz, almost $500,000 in price, that was given to his wife. This is what Zanu PF is giving to those who control the mindset of the population. Christianity has given Zanu PF a paradise. Because these pastors have people in their churches. They are required to drag our people with a sleeping tablet of political apathy and docility, accepting victimization as a gift from God, while at the same time they are oppressing and abusing our people. Now, I want to ask this question, and if you are a member of Makandiwa's church, and if you have a relative who lost his life in the Kariba disaster, do you understand the connection between the gifts that Makandiwa received not so long ago, less than 2 weeks ago, and the Kariba disaster? Do you understand the connection? That is why we are here, and that's why I'm talking like this. I want you to know that the gifts that Chivayo gave to Makandiwa, they are bought with money that is looted from our resources. Which means this money should have been used to buy safe transport systems for our people in Kariba.
Yeah.
And this disaster could not have happened. The blood of the people who perished in Kariba is on the government of Zimbabwe's hands. Mr. Mnangagwa and his government, they are responsible for the death of our people in Kariba. In law, it is called negligence. Their negligence caused the death of our people. They neglected at least to make sure that that boat was safe to use, as old as it is. The people had no life jackets. Right now, they don't know the actual number of people who drowned, which means the whole system, the ferry system, is a negligent system. If this disaster had happened in Britain, in France, in America, right now, heads would have rolled.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The minister responsible for the DDF should have been suspended because of this. The director must have been arrested because of this. And a proper president should have actually visited this site to show solidarity with the grieving population because of this. We told you that our president hates the people that he is governing. He doesn't love Zimbabweans. He loves himself and his court jesters and his children and his wife. I want you to write something if you are listening to me right now. If this disaster had happened in South Africa, what do you think President Ramaphosa could have done? If this disaster had happened in Germany, what do you think the Germany Vice Chancellor could have done? So if you are abused every day, people, do you know that you get used to abuse so much that you start expecting more abuse? So you become numb to pain. This is why Zimbabweans are no longer reacting to outrageous things happening upon them or to them or done upon them by the regime. You see people saying, may their souls rest in peace. They did not die in peace. These people. How can they rest in peace?
Yes.
Is this what you call resting?
In peace. Yes.
And I want to ask, is this how this matter is resolved? Huh? They say the Kariba reader boat accident death toll is now 80, following the recovery of 8 more bodies on 16 August 2026.
Yes.
So 80 people died. So far, that's how much we know. And this is what the police have posted on their X handle. 80 people